For so long, we've been here, we've been trying to break.
Hi there, welcome to another interactive, fun-filled edition of the Springboard Hangout. It is a program that we have every Thursday night, which is filled with fun and education, and you know, we learn things that you may never think about. And therefore, today we are continuing our series on women on the go. We're doing this 5-part series in partnership with EWN Network, which is the Executive Women's Network. Last week, we were privileged to have Cynthia and Yvonne in the studio when we learned so much about marketing. Today, we have in the studio someone whose whole task is inspiring others to make a difference in their workplaces. Today, our guest for today is Rosie Ebe-Arthur. She is well known and celebrated for her people management prowess. And when she comes on, you will see why I say so. So share with us what you want to hear from Rosie, and then most importantly, to tell us where you are watching us from. Call a friend, let the person tune in, because today is on a different level altogether. I will go on a quick break. When we come back, we will go into the conversation. Jeff Annie, who is she's just 17 years, musical artist, will thrill us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in this place.
Never thought that I could make it this far, despite my wrongs and all my scars. Grace and your mercy brought me this far, this far. I thought that I could do it on my own, but now I see that I am all alone. How alone I am before your throne. I wronged you, but you loved me. You took my sin, you made it history. I tell you, I was just like you, yes, I was confused. Like, what on earth was I supposed to do? Oh, yeah. When you keep coming back, you keep forgiving me. You make your life brand new, if only you believe. Oh, he loves you, yeah. Can't you see? I wronged you, but you loved me. You took my sin, you made history. I wronged you, but you loved me. You took my sin, you made it history. I wronged you, but you loved me. You took my sin, you made it history. I'm just like any other person, but you still flatter me with love on a silver platter. I'm just like any other person, but you still flatter me with love on a silver platter. I'm just like any other person, but you still flatter me with love on a silver platter.
Get me York's rent-a-car. I need a car in 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Jake Morris, and I travel globally. But when I'm in Ghana, York's Rent-a-Car is my reliable choice for safety and comfort on the road. York's Rent-a-Car provides comprehensive logistics services to mainly blue-chip companies as well as individual clients.
At the time, we needed a car rental service, and York's fitted in very well to our standards.
Their services is top-notch. Drivers are on time.
It was beautiful to see them behind the wheels. And anytime they pick up a guest, the guests were very, very happy.
Already? Yes. Excellent. York's Rent-a-Car provides services and expertise that include meet and greet services at the airport, car rental, driver personal outsourcing, and vehicle detailing.
What's the problem?
Rizio, I told you, Yorks Rent-A-Car delivers world-class service to its customers, having their highest safety and comfort in mind. So watch you. Go over open for him. Yorks Rent-A-Car runs 24/7 operations where customers can make car reservations and inquiries of our services online and also call our hotline.
Welcome back. And as I was saying, Jay Vanny is a 17-year-old going to Wesley Girls, and somebody in the studio talked about the person being from her school. I mean, whatever. She has her personal page, her personal YouTube channel. I'll encourage you. Please subscribe to it. It's a very and encourage a young girl to do more. You know, today we are privileged indeed to have in our studios Rosie Ebe-Arthur. She is a group head human capital. She's a group head human resources.
It's human capital management and development.
Okay, management and development in First Bank and its subsidiaries across Nigeria, United Kingdom, Ghana, DR Congo, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Senegal. Wow. This is definitely a Women on the Go series that is like no other. So my first question to her, because Rosie is deep, over 23 years, no more than that, in human capital development. You are in the right place at the right time. So Rosie, for us to know you a bit, please tell us who is Rosie?
I love this, and I'm so glad to be here. And you know, Comfort, you thrill me. So, but let me start by saying, who is Rosie? Loves fun, loves dancing, loves gardening. In recent times, loves walking and having all these thoughts. Very serious at work, actually. When I wear my work face, I'll be a different person altogether. But I love to let my hair down. I think I'm two people. When I'm at work, I work with policy, stay in context, focused on helping people to be the best they can be. I'm all about, you know, unpacking that person, getting to the real you, looking for that thing in you that will drive you, your aspiration, just to ignite that. I'm all about that. When I come home, I'm very different.
Okay.
I'm like, upside down, not interested, let's play, let's have fun, what's going on, let's hang out. Yeah. I'm all about that. So
today
that's
we are
it.
Hanging out.
We're hanging out today.
Okay.
But I love my job. I live my job. It excites me. I love the people I work with.
Oh.
I take it all too personally.
Lovely. So then, could you share with us what led you into people development, a bit of that journey into people development?
That's a really good one. Many years back, when I lived in the UK, I was working with these group of people at Warner Home Videos.
Okay.
And I just didn't like the way things were any which way.
Okay.
And I thought, but I can sort this out.
Okay.
So I started, you know, working closer with the developers. You know, they would come to work in rubber slippers right from bed, hair, you know, like the bed's next. So I started working with them, and then I got more involved, and I had a really good MD. He opened the door. He let me get involved in how do you negotiate bonuses. He sent me to New York from London. I'm like, me? Little African girl like that? But he just trusted me, and because he trusted me, I blossomed. Everything I did was like, everything I did, he was like, well done, great work. So I got into that. And being the typical baby boomer, I was like, okay, I want the paper to show I can do it.
Okay.
So I want to go to school. I want to top up my schooling. He said, sure. I was like, seriously? He said, yeah. So off I went to University of Westminster.
Okay.
And studied what was then personnel. And came out flying colors, all of that. And just started using it with the work that I did. So wherever I worked, I would bring the people piece with me. And it just seemed to bring me alive. And that's how I came into it. I loved it so much that I followed it around.
Okay.
And so when I moved to the continent, Africa, I then joined Ernst & Young. And I remember my boss saying, oh, there's some administration here. Maybe you want to do that. I said, no. I said, I'm an HR specialist. I said, you can't ask a nurse or a doctor to go and pretend to be a nurse. Because the day the patient comes and he's now being his doctor, the patient will say, you're the nurse. I said, no, I'm not doing that. So he said, okay then. And he handed me over to Mr. Fiajo of blessed memory. And we just played a blinder at EY. We had fun. And I see my colleagues, I see my team members who have risen to the top and are doing fantastically well. And that's how it all started. Job came up, I went after it. I didn't tell anyone.
Why?
I just thought, it was a job in South Africa. I was afraid. I was afraid of going to South Africa. But then something in me was like, get through that door. I went for the job, and I remember the managing partner calling me and saying, Rosie, you got the job. I'm like, that's not true. She said she'll call on Thursday. Today's Wednesday. He said, it's true. You got the job.
Wow.
I thought, my God. So I run to tell my mom. And that really, working in South Africa opened the door for me. It taught me a lot of things. It challenged me. It taught me about diversity. It educated me, both formally and experientially.
Okay.
And that changed my life. So I did EY, Director of People Services, South Africa, and then headed back to Ghana with ETI, working for eProcess. And they said, we have a diversity problem. We got brilliant people, different parts of the world, but we need to mesh them together so that they can deliver, productivity can go. Yeah. So I came and I worked with this amazing guy, Patrick Akiwuntan, who's the MD, EcoBank Nigeria at the moment. And we worked. But we loved it. Everyone was unique.
Down the walls and just
it was amazing.
Smash them together.
And from then, it was moving to ETI to head domestic bank HR, 33 countries. Amazing experience. Very exhausting because you were always on a plane. I always used to say, why is it that every holiday I'm in a country that does not have a holiday? Every public holiday I was somewhere else. I was
public holidays, AGH, or public holidays at
But it was the public holidays that used to hurt me the most. I'm like, why am I not in a country where they're on public holiday, I'm there and Ghana's working? What's wrong with that? Anyway, so it was then, from then I moved to StanChat. I love StanChat as well.
Wow.
And it was a great experience working across our countries in West Africa, leading the team, and then also working with employee relations. But employee relations was across Africa, and that was tough, very tough because of the unions. But I learned and I built a really great relationship with the unions. And then after StanChat, they moved me to Nigeria.
Okay.
So in a very lovely conversation with my boss, Millie, she was like, Rosie, if we're sending so-and-so person to, I think it was to Singapore, well, why don't we move you to Nigeria? I just carried on drinking my coffee. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I should carry on drinking my coffee. Yes.
Everybody was like, what do you mean it's fine? Is that how to move someone? What if? And I was just calm. You know, I had turned Nigeria down once. And so when she spoke about Nigeria, I thought, God wants me to go to Nigeria.
Okay.
I must stop running. So I'm going to Nigeria. I said, Millie, I'm going. It's fine. So I went to Nigeria. Lived in Lagos. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Is it true that, really true, this is just a quick, that Lagos never sleeps?
Lagos never sleeps. The vibe in Lagos, you're like, yeah. Yabo, yaba. I remember, I think I told you, I spent a few months in Ghana once, and when I got back, straight from the airport, suitcases in the car, straight to Godiva, my favorite hunt. Oh, I just walked in, I'm like, yes, I feel the vibe. I'm like, 2 waffles, please. Let's get a move on. I was just happy to be back in Lagos because it's got such a tempo and such speed.
Wow.
And I've been in Lagos almost 5 years. I moved banks, of course, moved from StanChat to First Bank of Nigeria, which is #1 bank, systemic bank, amazing people, very complex bank, but the work that they were in transformation. So I joined that, and every time you move, you learn something new.
I can just imagine.
You think you know it, and you walk into a place and you're like, I didn't know all this. And I'm thinking, continuous learning.
Yeah.
And I'm having an amazing time there.
Fantastic. So then we've understood how the journey into people development and actually practicing that craft. So then, since you've practiced it over these years in different countries, different places, in fact, almost all in the financial sector.
Well, except for EY, which is consulting, yes.
Consulting, yeah. But definitely, I would think of EY as one of the big four audits. So
it's still connected somewhat.
Connected there somewhere. What is people development?
I think it's a really broad area.
Break it quickly.
But for me, the main thing is we all have aspirations.
Yeah.
And we come alive when our aspirations are met.
Alive.
So what we have to strive to do is to connect the individual from where they are now to where they want to be, and ensure alignment between their aspiration and the aspiration of the organization.
Okay.
That's breaking it down.
Okay.
Quick one. So if you can connect that and create that bridge and give the person the tools, the opportunities, the exposure to achieve that aspiration, they're just amazing. They're really amazing.
So does people development dwell or rely on any particular pillars? Are there any key pillars that people development revolves around?
Technical capability is critical.
It's critical.
You've got to have that. But then as you travel along your career journey, you're going to look to other things like, where can I practice properly? Where is it safe to practice for me? Whatever it is that I'm building in myself, in this career of mine. So the technical capability is important. In anyone's development, the values are critical. So there are other things that come to bear, but you must be technically astute. You must have practiced your trade, so the opportunity to really showcase what you can do. The opportunity to get it wrong and learn from mistakes. Then, of course, there are the bits that make you a human. The thoughtfulness, the kindness, the helping other people, bringing people up with you, all those things that are over and above the technical capability. The bit that grows you into a good leader.
Is that what is known as emotional intelligence or emotional quotient?
A friend of mine said to me recently that he believes that leadership of today is all about EQ or emotional, because your technical capability is taken as read. It's how you do all the other things. How you mentor, how you coach, how you show people how to get to where they want to get to, how you guide them. Those are the things that matter. So the EQ is important, especially in the time of this pandemic.
Okay.
When you're looking at people, you're thinking about, their well-being. Well-being has become so critical. So if you are in any role and you do not listen to your people, if you do not help them to take care of themselves, if you don't pay attention to their needs, and you do not care for them, and you do not think about their families, there's a huge level of disengagement. So leadership has become even more challenging. Okay. Not only are we expecting you to walk the talk, we're expecting you to show care, to be kind, to be thoughtful. So it's become even more complex, because if you're not, we're not going to follow you. Why should I follow you? So why should I follow you, Comfort?
Why should you, at least tonight, why should you follow me? Because we are trying to drill down people development, we are trying to have a little bit of fun as well. We are so therefore we're hanging out with our coffee and cake.
And cake.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, when you break it down, I really see there's a lot of benefit for any organization saying that, oh, I need to develop my people. But if any of our listeners is watching right now or listening right now, how do they inculcate this kind of people development within the organization? What are some of the key things or key issues they need to look at in order to ensure that people within the organization are thriving?
I think it's important to have clarity around your vision, your strategy.
So one is clarity.
Yes, because you need that. But then you need to have a strategy.
Okay. Clarity, strategy.
Now, more than anything, we talk about purpose.
Okay.
So why do you exist? And if you don't exist, what will be missing? So we're talking more around purpose. So why is it then important for people development in an organization? What are the bars? You think about, you need a strategy. You need to have people with skills, not just jobs. So there's been a slight shift. And you'll find that people are saying, is a university degree necessary? Because now we're looking at skills.
Yeah.
So you need to have people with the right skill. You need to have people who are willing to go the extra mile. So your productivity should be more than just the skill. It should be engagement.
Okay.
So how do I keep my people engaged? How do I engender that? How do I empower them so that they want to go the extra mile? Because that's going to drive productivity for you as an organization. So you need the right people with the right skill, with the right attitude, ready to go the extra mile in order to drive your productivity.
Yeah.
But you must also be ready to invest.
Okay.
How am I going to educate my people? How am I going to ensure that they stay ahead of the game? How do they own their careers? Because now more and more organizations talk about the fact that you own your career. What does that mean?
Okay.
Create an environment for me where I can now own my career and I can turn up the heat when I want to,
yeah,
or turn it down a bit when I don't want to be accelerating so much.
Right. So some of our listeners I know or viewers I know are SMEs.
Yeah.
And when you are doing this thing, usually we think about, I mean, sometimes I think that it's in the big guns in terms of the FBNs who can do people development. So I'm an SME and the team is small. In fact, you have 2 people or 3 people or 4 people. One person plays about 5 roles.
I know.
You know, right?
Yeah.
So in this microcosm, how do we bring in people development within the field? But I would say that hold the thought, because I can see people are writing plenty. My made in tool is saying that absolutely, and then Gifty says she's watching. Lois Yausa says, very deep. Why do people follow me as a leader? Please tell us. Yeah, I'm interested in knowing why people follow you as a leader. I mean, whilst you are there, I think let's all answer this question. Why do people follow you as a leader? It's a question that she's teasing our mind with. Let's get some answers from you. And then Lois also says that she's radiant, very inspiring. She's really in context. Yes, I know. Ramatujima says that this woman is exciting. And wow, Mady is watching from South Africa.
Way! Hi, South Africa!
And Lois says that the artist is a pro on the acoustic guitar. Thank you so much, Lois.
Yes.
I'll make sure that Jeff Annie gets to know. And Lois, you're watching from Accra, Ghana. You're right in there. Right. So then I asked you a question before I went, because the comments were just flowing. I had to let you know that you are making some impact.
Exciting. Exciting.
So we're looking at the SME.
Yeah.
typical SME, how can they, with their limited, because don't forget they have limited resources, how can they make it part of their organization to grow with it?
It's personal development doesn't change because you're big or you're small.
Okay.
You still have to pay attention to the individuals that work with you and what makes them tick. So you can't be in a situation where you're thinking, oh, we'll get there. No. Paint a picture for them. Mental picture, write it so that they know, what are we about? Why are we doing this? What do we need to achieve this? So that they can all get behind you. And look, I know that people are just looking for a job. There are people just looking for a job. But sometimes they walk in and they think, I didn't know I could be this great. Belief is important.
Okay.
So if you've got a small team, if there are 2 people and they understand where we're going, and they're on your bus, so to speak, they're going to push hard so that that bus stays on the road. And the other thing for us, especially when it comes to SMEs, sometimes, and I say this with all humility, sometimes we feel we're small, so we're not paying what we should pay. Trust me. Pay so that money is not pay for the job, the worth of the job. Or, alternatively, to simplify, pay 20% above market.
Okay.
And then focus on letting the person understand what it is they're meant to deliver. Now, you've drawn a picture of the future or where you're going. You've also made sure that remuneration is not an issue on the table. So they understand where you're going. Now you're going to talk to them about what skills they need. And then they're going to be able to connect and find relevance. So I know why we're doing this. I know my role in this. I want to do it. I want my job because I'm paid at a good level. And I have opportunity. So often they'll say, tell me the why, tell me the what, and then let me find the how. I often say to my driver, I'm always on the run. And I hate being late. So he saves my life every day. So I rush, I get in the car, I go, Mr. T, we're going to so-so street. I need to be there by 6. Then I'm quiet, I'm done. He has the map of Lagos in his head. He will take me where I'm going and I'll get there before 6.
What would have happened if you had driven yourself?
I'll be still driving. So he knows that I trust him to get me from A to B on time. He's always ready. He does the how. I don't do any of that. And I did it with the gentleman who brought me today, my driver. I said, we can't be late. The show doesn't wait for anyone. I think I might be late. This is where we're going. And then he did the how. Trust people. I was trusted. I've been trusted so many times.
Yeah.
And it just makes me blossom because when people trust you, don't want to let them down.
True.
So I give my best.
Yeah.
And it just opens doors for you. So you're an SME. Please, people like to be treated with respect and with dignity. It doesn't change whether you work for a huge conglomerate or you work for Rosie and Co. Rosie B and Co. It doesn't matter. We all want to be treated in a certain way. And we all want the opportunity to shine. We want the opportunity to learn. We want the opportunity to be great at what we do. More than anything, we want to be relevant. We want to understand our place in this whole thing. And we want to be trusted. So for SMEs, don't forget, paint a picture of where you're going. Make sure the person don't under-resource people and stretch them till they can't. Don't.
But if the money is...
5 jobs, 1 person. No, but you know what? When you're enjoying your job, you really don't... That's not the point.
Exactly.
So engage them. Tell them. And please, reward and recognition is not only in CD, dollar, naira, or whatever.
Okay.
There are other things.
Like?
There's some bosses who never say thank you. Did you know that?
No, that's not fair.
There's some people who do this at 6:30 every day. Friday, don't come. Just go early. Go and do whatever you like. And let the person go. I have team members who work round the clock. And I quarrel with them because I see them online late. And I have to tell them off. And I say, your husband is watching you. During the pandemic, I'll say, no. Go and have lunch with your family. Don't go. And I have to, but then it's like give them permission.
Okay.
And it's not just, and those are just ways that you recognize people for what they bring to you, because they give you all they have. And you must show that appreciation. So SME, madam, please, tell us where you're going. Tell us the purpose. Tell us why this matters to you. Tell me how I fit into this picture. Recognize what I do. Performance management is important. When I'm performing, tell me. When I'm not performing, tell me. But catch me doing the right thing. Don't always look for ways of punishing. Think about how, we can learn from mistakes so that I'm not afraid when I make a mistake. There was a time when I bought a big bottle of sweets when I was with Stanchart. And we had this meeting. And if any of my team are listening, they'll remember immediately. Because I said, this is for one of you. And they were like, yay. Who made the biggest mistake this week? Becky, are you there? She put up her hand like this. It's me. I said, these are for you.
Oh.
Because we all learned from it.
Yeah.
We all laughed. We moved on. But it took away that, oh my God, she's going to kill me. No. We've got to fail fast. We've got to learn.
Fantastic. You've got to fail fast. You've got to learn. And don't forget to catch them doing the right thing. We're going for a short break. We're going for the Game Changer break. And today, Jojo Okran brings us a word on community. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Wow.
$85 billion. At its peak, that was the value of the most expensive joke in the world. For context, that's like Pinterest, Southwest Airlines, and Rolls-Royce combined. And if you haven't guessed by now, I'm talking about the people's cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. Dogecoin was born in 2013 as a parody merging the Doge meme and Bitcoin, the dominant cryptocurrency. But how did Doge explode from its comic origins to one of the top cryptos worldwide? Today, our game changer is community. Doge's rise has little to do with its quick transaction times or the microtransfers it enables. Doge's secret is people power. Its early adoption came through the internet forum Reddit, where people used Doge to tip content creators. But as Doge communities sprung up online and its adoption grew, it became more of an investment. And that's where the story gets crazy. Crypto enthusiasts, in their quest to get Doge to the moon, or at least to $1, have taken over the internet. Famous Doge fans like Snoop Dogg, Mark Cuban, and Elon Musk have become evangelists and helped to popularize the coin with their tweets. As a result, Doge's value has grown by a staggering 26,000% in the last 6 months. At the end of the day, Dogecoin has value because its dedicated community believes it does. Sometimes we doubt the things we create, or we even do them as a joke. But we should still put them out there, because we don't determine their value, the market does. Dogecoin may have started as a joke, but thanks to the power of community, today it's no laughing matter. This has been the Game Changer with Jojo Okran. Have a phenomenal week.
Thank you, Jojo, for that amazing game changer on community. Indeed, it's the people who determine the value of that which we have. And today we are hanging out with the one and only Rosie. Your comments are simply beautiful. Do keep them coming. And it's making us understand things that we would otherwise would not have done. And importantly too, Rosie is just glowing. I mean, right
Yeah,
here in
go
the
for it.
community, here in the studios. Right. So, Rosie, when we were going to break, we just took a quick dive into the SME world and how they can inculcate people development in what they do. So then, we have established that we are doing people development, whether it's a small organization or it's a big organization. But what if the individual that you are interested
I knew it would come to that.
You knew it would come to that. What if the individual
It's not
it's not helping the issue? What can you do, Rosie?
I know it's one of the things that I do think a lot about, because it sounds all so easy when you've got someone who's interested in being better than they are, but then you find others who appear not to be interested. You've not found that button. You haven't found it. And you know, I said to my housekeeper that, you know, I wonder, I'll be leaving, you know, eventually going back home to Ghana, etc. And I said to her, I would like you to go to a catering school. She's a very bad cook. I hope you're not listening, Loretta. I want you to go to a catering school. She said, Mommy, no. Oh. I was like, hey. And she said, no. I said, so what do you want to do? I want to open a shop. That's what she's interested in. Okay. So we sat and had a conversation, realized that she was doing this job so she could put money together and open a shop. So I was kind of perfect for her because I wasn't going to be staying there forever. So there was an end that would force her into what she aspired to be. Fantastic. So we started doing susu. So I would add to her money so that she could do the susu. And so every so often she would get a pot of money and she would put that with her money that she was saving for this. That worked for her. I can tell you that she goes up and down the stairs even before I can say Jack Robinson. She's like, she's got energy. Yeah. She's doing something that she wants to do. But she was very phlegmatic before. So it went from being just a job to being something that could make her dream come true.
Her aspiration.
And that was it. Not everyone is amazing. Not everyone's, but everybody has something that turns their light on. But whether we have the time to find out. Listen, I've been burnt many times. I've had missing checkbook leaves. I've had my phone being used like, what do you call it? What do we call those places where you could go and make calls? Community, yes. I've had all sorts of things happen to me. I've had my Total card or being used
well.
Everything. I've been there. It doesn't deter me.
Doesn't deter you?
No.
Right. What you said actually kind of ties in with what Lois has written for us on Facebook. It says that in Ghana, people eat around the job. So business owners can't simply trust employees.
Yeah.
So she asks a question. How can workers be empowered to be truthful and honest at work?
You know, I think we all, you know, when you have the awareness, you do your best to ensure you can bring out that diamond in the person.
Yeah.
But take the pandemic, for example. I made a conscious decision that the glass was half full and not half empty.
Yeah.
I was not going to spend my energies chasing those who were languishing in their bed pretending to be working. If I go by the Pareto rule, only 20% of these people are actually delivering to me. Let me focus on those who want to work and drive the productivity I want to see. I'm not going to chase that person who has decided that their business must now flourish in our work time. So yes, you will lose some. Let me not shift my gaze and my attention and my energies from those who really want to do something.
Okay.
So I'm not going to force you if you don't want to do it. You go to a restaurant now and you find that the busiest person in the restaurant is the owner. They're rushing around cleaning the table, asking you if you're all right. They're workers. The workers are strolling around. You try and catch a waiter's eye. You'll be doing that. You think you've lost your mind. Your eyes will be going left to right and center. So, yes, but then there are other places you go when they're right there on top of you. What do you need? We'll bring you this. So it varies. We have to do our part because you can unlock that person. You never just know.
So on that note, Enema Ikube says, we love you too. I think you know
I
her.
love you, Enema. It's my sister.
Okay, Enema. And then S. Amachi says, such an inspirational and insightful chat.
Sally!
You know, okay. And this is Olaye Oyidamola. Says, watching from Nigeria, this is very insightful.
Oyidamola, cool chick.
And Lois says that she said it. Initially, she was trusted and she blossomed. Very insightful. Strategy to get more productivity. Please keep your comments coming in. Maida from SA or South Africa says that Madam Rosie is very real. Love that. Very inspiring. You are inspiring people from all over the world. Men.
Amen.
It's. By the way, this is a secret. I'm revealing it because I know that last week, Rosie's sisters thought she was coming on board and they listened to it. So thank you for listening last week and thank you for getting her to listen last week.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're in there somewhere.
Yes, listening. Thank you. And I'm very glad that we are all enjoying our conversation. So then, Rosie, we've seen how we can motivate even those that us at that particular moment we hadn't discovered their taken part.
Yeah.
You know, and so now they are moving on, they are very good. What would someone who is wondering, one of the things that at least COVID brought out is the fact that work has changed, kind of. No, it's not kind of. Work has changed. So what is the future of work in our workspace? Even if we decide to limit ourselves to even Africa.
You know, what I believe in now is what I'm calling the next normal.
The next normal.
And that has come from McKinsey and all of that, because we were talking about the future of work, and I kept saying the future is here, but it may not be where you are, but it's here in different ways. How many years ago did all of my my people run to build houses and hotels in Nzimaland, where I come from, thinking that the oil would come and people would move there and all that? What happened? Yes, they all came, but they were doing it deep sea. And they were flying people from Takrady onto the rig. The future was here. You didn't need hundreds of people on the rig. You had just a few people. And it was AI and other machinery that was doing the work. The future had landed. So when you talk about the future, what I would say is that we've learned that COVID accelerated automation by about 3 years. Accelerated. So all our expectations on what it was going to be like, in 2025, no, it's happening now. Look at the kind of work we're doing. Immediately, organizations had to kit out and fit out their people to work from home. Organizations changed the work they were doing. They had to pivot. So you got to learn, you've got to pivot, and then you have to keep going. Businesses failed. What is the future of work? It's here. It's what we're doing. It's when a Dyson, who are known for producing hoovers, are now doing ventilators. Who thought that? It's when you find that our women are sewing face masks and selling them. What future of work are you looking for? Their work has changed. Everything we're doing now, because now we're considering, and we know that when we talk about the future of work, we're not talking about losing jobs. We're looking at the mundane, repetitive tasks being moved over to AI, etc. Guess what? AI and all that, we have only just scratched the surface. it can do more, and there's intelligent learning.
Yes.
We, with our brain power, have got to know that our role is going to change a lot more to advisory. And if it's going to be advisory, then we also, it behoves us to continue to learn and to continue to deliver way above what we do. Because guess what? If you're in a role and your role is changing, you need, as an individual, to sit back and say, what are 3 skills? 3 that I will need in the next 3 to 5 years. Force yourself to sit and think. I'm reading this book called Pause, and I've been disturbing everyone on LinkedIn because it tells you that you need to stop, you need to think, you need to find ways of creating room so you can think and recalibrate.
Okay.
So we need to challenge ourselves and say, this job I'm doing today, what do I think it will look like in 3 years? If I look back 5 years, mobile phones look very different.
Yeah.
So we remember there was a tea bread style of mobile phone that you needed like muscles to even carry. But that wasn't too long ago.
No,
so look forward 5 years. It's going to look very different. So we really must think, what are the skills I'm going to need? I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
And I'm old. But I'm thinking about it because I want to stay relevant.
Yes. Yeah.
Number 1, I want to stay relevant. So future of work, the future's here. The next normal is what we see now. And it'll continue to change.
Continue to change. The match is just going. By the way, who's the author of Pause? So that we can let our people...
I don't know. It's in my bag. I'll share with you. But funny enough, I read about it. I thought, I met this guy.
You did?
I actually met him.
Where?
In Side Business School, Oxford.
Okay.
I met him. He did a program. I was like, that's the guy. And it was amazing. So I just thought, wow.
I know the author.
I know him. But I don't know his name. I'll tell you his name later.
Rosie. Okay, so let's do some rapid fire questions.
Oh no, I hate them.
Oh yeah, you're on Hangouts. Hangouts, we have some Hangouts. Have you fired anybody recently? You plead the 5th.
Nigeria, don't listen.
What is your favorite day of the week?
Monday.
Why?
1 is my birthday.
Okay.
So I'm Ajoba. 2, it's a whole new opportunity to get it right. I love Monday.
Love Monday.
I love Monday. Wow.
Have a favorite employee?
Yes.
Okay. Should we ask the name?
No.
Okay. Do you like conducting interviews?
I hate them. I hate them. But you learn so much from them. It's so annoying. You learn so much about the business, the work, the role. I hate them because, believe it or not, I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So things like that, it really sucks my energy. And so I struggle. I have to bring all of me to be me in the interview.
But you are amazing. I mean, if my comments are anything to go by, people are just loving you. Favorite book?
Do I have a favorite book? Listen, I think this Pause is my new favorite book.
Okay.
I lost it on a flight. I bought another one.
Okay.
That's how bad it is.
Pause. I
Pause.
have to look for you.
Pause.
Okay.
That's all. Do pause. And
okay.
it says you're not a to-do list.
Okay. One thing about you that's surprising people.
Maybe my craziness.
Huh.
Or maybe that I live with a dog. Nasha. Let's not forget Nasha.
You mean you did a shout out to Nasha?
Shout out to Nasha.
Okay. Who do you admire?
You know, the person I admired the most even though she's passed.
Okay.
It's my mother. My mother was in a wheelchair from 40.
Yeah,
she suffered arthritis when we didn't understand arthritis. She never let it get in the way. And I remember her when I think the driver had delayed somewhere or the other. She stopped the taxi. Mufre taxi, mommy. She got a taxi, put her wheelchair in the back of the taxi and went off to Women's Fellowship. You couldn't stop that woman. She was funny. She was in pain all the time. It was when I got older and I started having my arthritic pain. I said, Charlie, this woman was tough. She'll do everything. So I remember that right from Form 5, I was being brought up by a woman who had a disability and I didn't even know it. But she never, ever let it get in her way. And when I think about all she knew, medicals, she'll tell you when you do this, do that. Oh, maybe you are eating too much. Maybe you should go on a fruit diet. And I'm like, really? Woman, stop it. But everything, she was on top of it. Work, I used to call her from the office anytime I stepped into my car. And she would, she would just talk you through things. And so I admire her greatly, but having said that, there's so many other people. I pick things from people. And I just want to shift that slightly into mentoring because you want to be mentored by people you admire.
Yeah, okay.
I cheat at mentoring because if I like something about you, I'll watch you and I'll learn from you. You don't have to necessarily be my mentor, but I will steal from you. So if I think, oh, that person, I love the way they speak, I will listen a lot more to that person and learn from them. If I see someone who's really good and very thoughtful, I learn from them as well. So I end up picking bits and pieces from people and I share what I learn just so that others can also learn that you don't have, because you find that every time people start writing to you, oh, I want you to be my mentor. Oh, I said, you don't need to tell me. You can just be selective around what do I do that's good that you like, what do I do that you don't want to do, that you don't really like, so that you get a balance.
Yeah, because yesterday I had the opportunity to, recently I had the opportunity to celebrate Professor Dolphine. I mentioned just before we started the program. And Professor Dolphine was and is my mentor, and at that time, she was the head of department. I never really got close to her, but I watched her and learned from her. And she made such an impact in my life.
Yeah.
And she's just written a book. The book is From Achina Chrome to Pro Vice Chancellor. If you want to learn, want to know how you can take what you have and own it, be inspired and ensure that people around you are able to thrive, that's a book for you. I recommend that you go and buy it. Yeah. From Achina Chrome to Pro Vice Chancellor by Professor Abena Dolphine, the one and only. Right. So, Rosie, as we get ready to wrap up, unfortunately.
Already?
Yeah. As we get ready to wrap up, I want to find out. You talked earlier about pivoting, and you talked about remaining relevant in the next normal. How can you share with us, how does one remain relevant?
Okay, I love that question because I think it's a really difficult question. So, and those of you who know me well, don't say I should stop saying it. I retire later this year. I am excited. I'm mob happy. There's so much I want to do on my time. I want to do my gardening, but I want to keep learning. So Coursera, Udemy, I pay and I do these courses. I'm not very good on financials, so that's what I'm learning because I don't want my weakness to take away from my strength. I don't take my eyes off my strength and just focus on my weakness. But I have to bring it to a point where it doesn't detract from what I can do. So for me, it's keep learning.
Keep learning.
And as I said, and I really mean it, 3 skills you need to learn. For me, one of them is finance. The other one is I want to do something on leadership. I don't want to do coaching and mentoring. I see a lot of people running in that direction. Leadership development, I think, is critical. And then I want to start cooking again.
Okay.
Because I outsourced that when my life got too difficult. I thought, I can't go to work to make the money and come home and cook the food. It won't work. So now I want to go back to that and cook. So pick 3 things, learn, read. I walk a lot, so podcast. So if I walk in the morning, I'll listen to my gospel music and you see me dancing along the road. When I walk in the evening, I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to HR podcasts.
Okay.
I listen to the economy, I listen to McKinsey, Heidrich and Struggles. I listen to other things so that my HR is not HR on a bridge.
Okay.
I want to understand what's going on in the world and how can HR impact that. Those are the things that I believe that. So I am sure that if I put my mind to it, I could be a CFO.
Okay.
There's nothing that you cannot do. I'm very deliberate. I'm very structured. And when I make my mind I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So there's a whole world waiting for us out there.
Fantastic. There's just one quick question. You have to do it quick. This is from Maida in Tuli. It says that in your career journey, what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
The biggest lesson I've learned is I don't know it all. And humility.
Okay.
So going into a role and thinking, oh, I've done Africa, I've done 16 countries in Africa, blah, blah, blah. So thinking, oh my God, start from the beginning. Again, I've done 33 countries in Africa, I know, oh no, start again. And always having the humility to wake up every day ready to learn.
Humility to wake up every day ready to learn.
Yeah.
Rosie Ebe-Arthur, it's been simply inspiring and lovely hanging out with you tonight. It's thank you so much. I believe we can fall on you again another time to have you in the studios. And for you watching and being with us, thank you. And for those questions that you sent to us, a quick announcement before we go away. This Sunday, don't miss Albert's Top 10 on the Springboard Virtual University with Professor Abna Florence Dolphine as she shares her top 10 for living that has helped her on her journey to where she is even now at 80 plus.
Wow, Florence is 80.
Yeah. Thank you to Reverend Albert for your support and for the technical crew who make this happen every single day. We are grateful. And Matthew, thank you for giving us coffee and cake.
And cake.
For today. And you can connect with me on Facebook directly, Twitter or Instagram. Just go to Comfort Okran A and I'm right there. You can send me WhatsApp or anything on directly on 0544 315161. Sorry, yeah. Until we meet again next week, I would like to say have a phenomenal week. I love you and I know you love us too. God richly bless you. Good night.
He's a return around. Whoa, whoa. Turn around. Turning point. Yeah. He's a return around. For so long, we've been here. We've been trying to break free. Changed our hurdles in our minds. But no more. This is a turning point. No more searching. The light has come. He's a return around. Come on, turn action. Time to make the right changes. Oh, come on, Africa. This is the turning point. Oh, searching. Move out of darkness. No more. Time to move on. Here's where we turn.